Hey, Chris Jenkins, credential member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, a.k.a. man of the people, doing what I do best, taking care of you guys, keeping you up to date about the Carolina Panthers and all their moves regarding free agency. Thank you for tuning in so much with me tonight. You know I'm a stickler for technical stuff, and yesterday, actually the past 2 days, I've had some problems. Looks like we got that all ironed out. Everything's live, broadcasting on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So thank you for bearing with me doing that, but I made sure I got out the clips anyway so you guys could stay up to date. As promised, what's going to happen this offseason, anytime there's news, there's going to be a video. Sometimes it may be a little earlier, sometimes it may be a little later, but I'm going to keep you guys up to date with all things regarding this Carolina Panthers team and what they're doing. And then we're going to take some questions as well. Now, I will admit this. News is coming fast. So me being able to go in-depth detail on some things, I haven't been able to go that deep yet on several things, but I'm going to continue to do these videos and at least make sure I give you guys a high level or mid-level information about what's going on. And then we'll do some more videos and come back and we'll talk a little bit more details if it's something that I hadn't had a chance to go into. So what's going on, Nicole? My members are signing in. Let me make sure I show them some love. We got Nicole signing in. Let's see if I got my graphics right at the bottom. I kind of got it right. Nicole signing in. Ali Bodrick signing in. What's going on with you? Thank you so much for everybody's support, all my members. Queen's Yarn Boutique. Thank you so much for signing on. And as always, the quick ask is to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. Please leave a comment. These things help the channel be seen on YouTube, which helps us grow. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. So if you could do that, if you enjoy the content, please do so. And there's a link in the description to join if you want to join. All right. Is that 2 minutes? Yes, that's 2 minutes. I'll try not to talk more than 2 minutes in the opener. Let's go ahead and start to go through all the things that are happening with our Carolina Panthers team. All right, let's start with numero uno. Not a big surprise. Gosh, I need my glasses on because I can't see. All right, here we go. I got you. Miles Sanders has been released by the Carolina Panthers. Again, Miles Sanders has been released by the Carolina Panthers. This does not come as a big surprise to many people. I want you to go ahead and raise your hand if you are surprised by the Miles Sanders release. All right, nobody's hand should be up. Now, definitely don't mean that in any disrespect to Miles, because I will say this, because I said it online earlier today, is that Miles Sanders is a really stand-up dude. Like, unfortunately, he did not have a good career, a good time in Carolina. A little bit last year, it was seeming like things didn't fit his running style, the way the offense was being run. And then Chuba Hubbard flourished, and so his style did prevail, and Miles has really struggled, as well as he had that injury. I'm trying to see if I can pull up his stats super quickly. Here we go. So I do want, I like to share with you guys as much insight as I can. Miles Sanders was a great guy to talk to in the locker room. He would, when I say stand-up guy, meaning, if he didn't have a good game, if he's struggling, he would say, yeah, I'm not doing good. It's not good enough. So I have a ton of respect for Miles Sanders, but again, his time here in Carolina was not that good from a statistical standpoint. Got his stats here now in front of me. Before he came to us, he had come off a 1,200-yard season, almost 1,300 yards, 11 TDs, and then he had 637 yards total with the Carolina Panthers and had 3 touchdowns, and would have had just 2 if it was not for him coming back and being activated in that last game in Atlanta. Great game, by the way. So wish him the best of luck. Wish him the best of luck for sure with Miles Sanders and his future, but he is no longer with the Carolina Panthers. So we still need to address some things with our running back position. We still have Jonathan Brooks, who's basically not going to be of service to us. We do not have Raheem Blackshear, and we have Chuba Hubbard. So we got some more holes to fill, and I'll keep you guys updated with that as they happen. Got to put this super chat on the screen. So super chats are always welcome. Independent media, 100% supported by you guys. Literally every dollar that you guys donate, provide, goes towards running this business. So thank you very much, Knucklehead K. She says, good afternoon, Chris. Hope all is well. Like, subscribe, become a member. About to start driving, so this will be my only comment. All love, everybody be safe, keep pounding. Knucklehead K, I appreciate you. And thanks for that segue, because now you just gave me an opportunity to talk a little bit personally, which is what we do on this channel. Like, we're friends, right? If you guys have a friend in the media, which is me, is how I like to say it, right? I'm doing good. I'm a little tired. Your boy is training currently to be in a competitive sprint race next month in Philadelphia. So, I'm a little bit older. I can still run fast, but it's a lot different, man. And so when she says, hope you're doing well, it's like, man, whew, if y'all saw me out there running, I will tell you this, though, it's getting my body in some pretty good shape. I will say that I am happy about that, but the training is a little rigorous. I'll let you guys know more about it. Maybe do something creative, sharing that with you as I go through that. It's like a bucket list item for me to run in the pin relay. So we'll keep you guys abreast. But let's go ahead and get back on topic. And I see some questions coming. It's only a 30-minute show, so let me try to stay on task a little bit more. Freeing up. Releasing Miles Sanders does free up $5.2 million in cap space. Again, releasing him frees up about $5 million in cap space. I'm going to talk a little bit more about cap space here before we get off the air, but getting $5 million in cap space is quite helpful, especially with the draft coming up. And I'll tell you guys about how cap space is used for the draft. Like, we got to leave some cap space room for the draft, just on average. Teams pretty much know where you're drafted and how much money you're going to cost, so they can kind of have an idea already how much they're still going to be spending. Certainly they can move up, move back, but still they got guys that do numbers all the time. They still have a pretty good idea, and I'll touch on that here in a little bit. But again, Miles Sanders has been released, saving the Carolina Panthers just over $5 million in cap space. We also had some time yesterday where we talked about the Carolina Panthers kept some of their own. They had a busy Monday. J.C. Horn was on the front end. Oh, man, who was last yesterday? And Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson was at the back end. So today we released Miles Sanders, but we also brought back one of our own. This guy right here, Mr. Versatile, Mr. I can play center, I can play guard, I can play tackle. Brady Christensen has now returned to the Carolina Panthers on a one-year contract. So again, this offensive line is very much intact, given Bryce Young, which should be increasing, growing confidence going into his third season with the Carolina Panthers. But Brady Christensen on a one-year contract, 2.7, basically 2.8 million. And good thing for him. So it's kind of like, I don't know, but I would imagine most people don't want a one-year contract. And they're like, hey, we really want you back. And you know what? We'll fully guarantee your contract. So it's a fully guaranteed contract, which means, all right, I'll take that. We want you back. We just need you for a minute, but we definitely want you back. So congratulations to Brady Christensen on his return to the Carolina Panthers. So they're doing work. They're putting in work. Where's my image of Dan Morgan? I think I lost it. I had it from yesterday. I need to make sure I have that at my fingertips in the future so I can just blast my man or show my guy, and I don't easily have a way to boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I don't think I have it. I'm going to spend a second. But since this is a quick show, can't spend 2 seconds. All right, so let's continue to move through this. Free agent. I can't say fringe. I guess NFL Network has that one coined. But Carolina Panthers also, hey, and like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, become a member, do a super chat. Let's be interactive. I'm here for you guys. All right. Next up, we signed a guy on special teams. That guy would be none other than Sam Martin from the Buffalo Bills. So Sam Martin was signed today by the Carolina Panthers on yet another 1-year contract. We were busy with the 1-year contracts right now. And that 1-year contract is worth up to $3 million. So the Carolina Panthers welcome Sam Martin from the Buffalo Bills to the Carolina Panthers. The pipeline has turned. We're now getting people from the Buffalo Bills. Excuse me. I wonder if they're going to go cheaper. They just signed Josh Allen to that mega huge contract. So, yeah, they may want to cut dollars wherever they can. Sam Martin, again, comes to the Carolina Panthers. And you might say, well, what does that mean for our free agents? Because we had a guy, let me see if I can quickly bring this up on this list here. Nope, not that page. Let's go to page 2. Yeah. So you see we had punter Johnny Hekker, kicker Eddie Pinheiro, lone snapper J.J. Jansen. We had our entire special team staff as free agents. J.J. Jansen was the first one to return. Eddie Pinheiro hasn't been given the official see you later. He's up in the air. But Johnny Hekker is no longer with us. So we now have, sorry about that, Sam Martin. Where's Johnny Hekker? Well, Johnny Hekker went to the Tennessee Titans on a fully guaranteed 1-year contract. I forget the dollar amount. I think it was pretty similar. So I did some searching, and it's not a lot of difference between these two guys, between Johnny and between Sam. You know, I found some things where Sam was better than Johnny. They're both the same age, I think about 35 years oldish kind of thing, about 45 yards on their average kicks. Sam did have more fair catch balls than Johnny had, meaning he might be able to put a little bit more hang time underneath the ball or pin it where that returner doesn't want to run the ball back. And that's always good, right? When you can make a guy a fair catch, unless it's a short punt, but typically that's not going to happen. So yeah, that's your movement there so far. Again, Miles Sanders released, Brady Christensen re-signed, Johnny Hekker is gone and has signed with the Tennessee Titans, and Sam Martin is signed from the Buffalo Bills. Miscellaneous note, just in case you guys care, Dante Jackson, former Carolina Panther, former Pittsburgh Steeler, is now a Los Angeles Charger. Let me make sure I got that 100% correct, but I think he's now a Charger. Yeah, he is now a Charger. Dante Jackson is. So let's continue to work through the list. Forgot to go through this yesterday, so I want to make sure that I put this out there. Shai Tuttle, defensive tackle Shai Tuttle, wanted to stay in Carolina, took a pay cut to stay in Carolina. He took a pay cut of $3.5 million, and will make $3 million with $500,000 guaranteed. So again, defensive tackle Shai Tuttle took a pay cut down to $3 million total, and he has $500,000 guaranteed. That happened yesterday, and I failed to report that. So I wanted to share that with you guys so that you would know. So a few things I'm going to touch on, and then we're going to spend the rest of the time taking some questions. Give me just a second here. All right, did I make a graphic for this yet? I don't think I have a graphic for it, but the Carolina Panthers have quite a few draft picks this year coming up, I think it's how many do they have? I don't feel like counting. But going back to talking about cap space and releasing Miles Sanders and how that freed up another $5 million in cap space. I didn't do the research to see how much cap space that we've gotten by restructuring Shai Tuttle's deal. I would guess maybe $1.5 million-ish, right? And so with the draft coming up, we still basically have $12 million that we're going to need to spend. And by my current estimations, we have about 30 million in cap space right now. You spend 12 million, that's going to take you down to 18 million. And this 12 million is coming in the draft. So you got about 18 million left to spend. Taylor Moton's the guy who's taking up the biggest chunk of cap space, accounting for 11% of it with $31 million hit in the cap this year. But team has said they're okay if he has to stay there if he does not restructure. So wanted to give you the guys that education again. What happens with this cap space? How do you know it's already about 12 million that they should be allowing for the draft? Well, you have the pay structure. I don't know when it started, but it's been a while now. That's really already set. If you drafted in a certain spot, you really know what you're getting. So our first round pick is number 8, probably going to cost us about $4.5 million on that guy. Our next 4 picks are about $1 million picks, and then you just keep tallying it up. Really, the biggest is that first round pick costing 4.5. The next 3 or 4 are really right around $1 million. It totals 12 million for the cap hit is how you get that there. So I want to make sure I continue to educate you guys as well as tell you about what's going on so you can understand what all this cap talk stuff is. I'm your guy that will help sort through all of that. And I'm going to park it there because I want to do a show for about 30 minutes. I still need to eat. But I'm going to go through some questions. Again, thank you once again, Knucklehead K, for that super chat while you're out there on the roads supporting Charlotte Vibe. We will continue to bust our butts to be worthy of all the support that we get from y'all. And I'm going to say this before I get into the question and answer. I got some interviews lined up. I do. Can't say them yet because the I's aren't dotted, the T's aren't crossed. But you guys love it when I talk to players. I love it when I talk to players. So that will be coming. Going to try to do quite a few before the draft comes up. All right, let's keep on working through these. We had another member that checked in. Mr. Lee, what's up, Chris? I don't know why Miles didn't take a pay cut. He knew he would get cut. If not, I'm sure. So, yeah, you don't know how much of a pay cut they were wanting him to take, number one. And you don't know how much Miles may have just wanted to get into a different situation, number two, right? So if he feels like most important to him is he wants to be in a situation where he's going to get, I don't think he's right now envisioning that he's going to be a starter anywhere. But if he goes to a place that has a weaker running back group, then he might count on getting 30% of the carries versus 10% here in Carolina. So definitely know that he would be a guy that knew that a pay cut was needed. But I think for him that he wants to prove to people that he can play, and he wants to play more than the opportunity that he would get to play here in Carolina. No inside sources. That's just based on my experience of watching him, talking to him. And yeah, appreciate the comment, Mr. Lee. What's going on, Richard Fearing? Hopefully I said your name correctly. Shockwave 43, will Carolina draft another running back or sign a free agent running back? Well, if they don't, who's going to back up? Who's going to back up Chuba? Raheem's not here. Miles isn't here. Do we still have Mike Boone? Mike Boone is technically still a free agent. So, absolutely. Yes, We need some more there at the running back position. D. White, man of the people, glad to see you doing good. Hope the kids are well. I'm happy with the moves, especially. I'm glad that you helped me out with the name here, Merrick. Anyone you excited for? D, I hadn't got it. Honestly, guys, I get so wrapped up into getting this information, making sure I can present it to you guys. Can't have a chance to go deep into anything. But on the surface, yeah, I like what's been done so far with the line and getting these guys some help. I like the, I can't remember the guy's name now. I can see the guy that we got from the Raiders as well to help out back there with JC Trevon, is it? So I like it. And these guys that we've gotten, so far their pro football focus grades show that they're good at stopping the run, which is something that we absolutely need. So yeah, on the surface right now it's looking promising. I'm happy with the way things are going. There's certainly more that you need to do, and it's impossible to hit it exactly where you want to on every single need. That'd be amazing because you have 31 other teams that are trying to do the exact same thing and hit every single need. So we're going to continue to monitor it, but I'm certainly continuing to feel optimistic about this team going forward. My man Antonio McClanahan, do what he says. Like, subscribe, and share the stream. Like, subscribe, and share the stream. I like what he says. All right, we got interest. Everything must go, Chris. We trying to win games and change this losing culture. I'm just assuming what King Domino is talking about. He's happy with the people that we're not keeping and happy with the people that we're bringing in. That's what I'm going to assume. Correct me if I'm wrong. What's going on, Panther Boy 809? I see that you guys see this little yellow thing right about there? That means he's a member. Appreciate you becoming a member. I know you asked the other day about how to become a member and see that you got it back going. Need the support. Appreciate it. We made every single game last season, every single home game, every single away game, every single international game. I really want to keep doing that for you guys and bring you more content. And so that support, again, thank you so much for it. Need it. What's the BC contract? The Brady Christensen contract? The Brady Christensen, I think it's about $3 million. Let me get my notes right back up. Brady Christensen, yeah, 2.8. Brady Christensen, 1 year contract, 2.8 million, fully guaranteed. Brady Christensen, 1 year contract, 2.8 fully guaranteed before taxes. What's going on, Rails? B Stallion. Get to these members here. Hey, Chris, I think we're kind of getting what we need in free agency. Yeah, I feel like we're getting what we need in free agency. Again, you could still say that there's more holes for sure, but starting initially on the defensive side and getting some help, you got help at all levels. You got help up front, you got help in the middle, and you got help back deep. So that was, to me, that's really smart. Again, you got big holes you need to fill. Shaq Thompson's gone, and you need to help on the front. And sorry, guys, I'm not remembering these guys' names right off the top of my head. Let me see if I can quickly bring them back in front of me. But so yeah, you got help up front with Tershawn Wharton, and then you got help in the middle with Pat Jones, and then you got help in the back secondary with Trayvon Moehrig. I'm gonna get that name right. So Chance, I think we're doing good. I think we're doing good. I like what we're doing. Make sure I get to all my members. Have you heard anything about any offensive weapons like a written or anything? Not yet. Not yet. Other than knowing that, people know that we still need that a weapon, need to add on to it. A lot of these free agents went quick. Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf. I don't know if we would have been able to get into that anyway. Chris Godwin stayed with his team. I was hoping we might be able to pick at him a little bit since Dave was down there for a year with him, but we weren't able to do that. So they know it. They still got to work on it, so we'll see. Again, let me make sure I get what positions are more important now after free agency and the draft to you? I mean, you still got some things that you want to do on the defensive side to get some depth there. They did pretty good. Maybe I'm kind of persuaded now because we were just talking about wide receiver that I still would like to see them be able to get a wide receiver that's established, that's pretty good, that's really a wide receiver one kind of guy. Yeah, but we still have needs all over. Just now you want to get some depth, but still defense still needs some more. So I want to make sure again that I go through all the members' questions first. All right, so we did get through all the members. I only got time for maybe one or two more of the non-member questions because I just wanted to keep this show to a 30-minute show since we did start later tonight. Hey, leave a comment in terms of what time is best for you guys when I do these broadcasts. Typically, I like to do them earlier in the day. I've been doing like at 7 Eastern Standard Time is when I do them. But let me know. I will try to accommodate those if I get an overwhelming response that, hey, Chris, I like them doing work hours because I can put my headphones on and just listen to you talk and work versus when I get home, I got kids and family and all that stuff and I can't really tune in. Let me know. I want to continue to earn your viewership and, be on your side to make sure I get you all the content and you can absorb it when you are free. Just trying to see if I can't get one more of these questions before I get out of here. And if you guys notice I'm squinting more, it's because I do need to put on my glasses, but I am trying to withhold. Mark Anthony, appreciate the compliment here. I will continue to bust my butt and get you all as much content and coverage about this Carolina Panthers team as I can. Appreciate it very much. See if I can read this. For the money we spent, we filled up the front base needs. Draft, I suspect we will keep filling best player available in the draft to get younger overall. Yeah, that's definitely the plan. At the combine, Dave Canales was asked about playing younger players on defense, and he says, he's not afraid to do it. Doesn't have a cap on how many, but he believes that players learn best by being on the field anyway. And I forget the way he said it because, Dave's such a good speaker about things. The way he says, I know at one point he said last season, it's okay to make a mistake, but let's make new mistakes today. Don't make the same mistake today that you made yesterday. So I feel are going to be drafting guys, of course, because they have draft picks, but those guys that they're drafting, that they're strongly considering those guys to be able to play now. And it may not be the guys that you always think of right off the top because Dave's approach to drafting a guy is first, okay, yeah, this guy's good for these reasons. This scout loved this, Dan loved that. But now Dave Canales is going to sit with you. He wants to know how you think. He wants to know how his relationship could be. He wants to ask you broad questions. And he really wants to get into a guy's mind and see how he thinks. And then if he can connect with the guy, then he's like, okay, good. But if that guy doesn't connect so much and doesn't think as well as and process the way that Dave likes, then it's not so good. So, I mean, when I spoke to him, he talked about he loves that part of like just talking to a guy to ask him a broad question, just see how the guy talks, see how he responds, see how he thinks. So for him, it's a balance between, again, what the scouts see, Dan sees, and then, hey, what about that conversation that they had with coach? So hopefully that all gives you some insight about this, what to expect for the draft. I'm going to put this link in the description right now because I'm not sure if I said it word for word, but I had a one-on-one interview with Dave Canales at the Combine where we talked about how he processes evaluating players and how it may be different for him than it would be for the scouts. And I think it'd be cool for you guys to check that out. So let me get this link for you, and I'll put it in the comments real quick before I get out of here. So here you go. So boom, check out that video there. I just put that link in the comments where you'll see Dave talk about him evaluating players that will be on this Carolina Panthers team. All right, I did get all right, you guys are gonna get me. You got a few more questions that look like they came in here. Give me just a second. Oh man, I'm gonna have to make my fonts bigger, man, so I don't have to throw my glasses. I'm really trying to not throw in the glasses. Let's see, here we go. Oh, I gotta get back. That's what it is. It's terrible. Thank you, Roadmaster, for your compliments. Thank you, big boy. I will make sure I let my photographer know. We have the best photographer in the NFL, hands down, best photographer. Appreciate. It was a comment that I saw. Chance, what do you mean, Chris? When are you going to have an interactive show? Chance, are you talking about when I allow you guys to call in? If you're asking about when I'm going to allow you guys to call in, I can't say that one yet because, again, I haven't been able to go deep dive into things. I think you guys may catch me with a bunch that I need to have done my deep dive. But if that's what you want, if enough people tell me that they want to see the interactive show where you guys call in, I will make sure that I continue to bust my butt and get ready to host you guys for an interactive show where you can call in and ask your questions. Yeah, this is the one I want to get to here. Zach Thomas Music says, Chris, what's your honest favorite part of your job? I like this. I'm going to end on this one because this is what I do. I connect with you guys, and we don't always have to talk X and O's. We could talk personal as well. Favorite part of my job is getting a chance to talk with players. I can't say like on a personal level because it's never personal in a locker room. We're talking about football first. But by far, my favorite part is when you do have a chance to connect with a player, and you could basically tell that you're talking to them with their guards down. And then, certainly you can have some personal moments where they may ask you about your family, or you may ask about their family, or you follow up with them, hey, you told me something. How did that go with you and your wife, or whatever that may be? So those are really cool. And then, if you see the guy out, and this isn't my job, but I guess it's a result of my job, is, you'll be out and about. And honestly, maybe all these guys aren't recognizable without their helmet on if they're out and about. But you might see a player somewhere and you're like, hey, how's it going? And they look and they see you and they recognize you. And again, it's not a personal conversation. Hey, we're going to call, but it's just like, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you out. Those are some of the cool parts. But I would definitely say connecting with the players on a more personal level where you can tell they trust you. And you can get some good candid comments from them. That's my favorite part, for sure. And another super chat. Another super chat from Knucklehead K. Knucklehead K, blessings, many blessings. Great, thank you to you. Drive safely tonight. I can't wait to see you. I don't know when it's going to be, whether it's at camp or at a game, because I got questions, just curiosity questions to ask you. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your super chats. I think she did 2 super chats tonight for about $15. So I appreciate it very much, Knucklehead K. You driving and super chatting. So, all right. And then she threw one more question here. This is it, because I got to go eat. Give me 1 second, everybody. Oh man, you guys see all the squinting going on? I do have glasses. I do have glasses. I don't know. You guys could have a vote. Leave it in the comments, right? We'll have a little fun. Do you think that Chris will be able to not wear glasses on air for the rest of this year? Do you think I can hold off until next year, until 2026? I'm trying to go one more season where you don't see me with glasses on. Now, the studio setup is the most difficult because there's bright lights and it's actually dark in the room, so you see all the blue in the background. But if I'm out at a stadium or regular reporting, there's lots of lights and I can see better. But leave a comment, right? Do you think that Chris will be able to make it until 2026 for wearing glasses? But let me get Knucklehead's question. Do you think we can scrap out the 2 seed in the NFC South? Our division is not that great, man. I think we can go 9-6 or better this year. Again, I have to wait and see what all the free agent moves look like, what the draft picks look like. I hadn't been able to have a chance to dissect what those other teams in our division are doing in detail. Now, I forgot, but I do want to have a show where I bring on a media person from that local market, from New Orleans, from Atlanta, and from Tampa, so we can all hear about what they're saying and what they're doing with their teams, so we can have a better idea of, instead of just saying like, yeah, I feel like, let's get some good information from the other teams' reporters about what those teams are doing, how they feel like they look, and then we'll go from there. So I'll happily report on that when that comes. I need to add that to my to-do list to get that going as well. So thank you all so much for the support. Thank you all. Hey, like, subscribe. We got to get to 20,000 subscribers, all right? Just leave a comment. If you already subscribed, just like, subscribe. And that'll be it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Chris Jenkins for Charlotte.